For many, coming out is a totally disempowering experience, and it doesn't have to be like that. Let me explain. When you come out, it is just the end of a massive journey that you go through, and often you go through that journey alone. You can't reach out to anybody because you fear getting rejected, getting hurt. You feel that people are not going to understand you because the people around you don't know what it is that you're going through. Then when you come out, it's really challenging because you have to tell family and you fear the rejection, and maybe for some people they're being outed by others, which is completely disempowering. For other people it could be like this. You deny yourself who you are for a very long time. When I came out, for example, everybody around me knew already. Basically, everybody's been talking about me and how I was gay. The only person standing in my way was myself. And the way I did that is I had lots of excuses why I was not good enough. Now, everybody has their own story. Everybody has their own version of this. My story doesn't necessarily mean it is your story. But for a lot of people, the loneliness and the isolation that they are experiencing is the same. So how does this impact you after coming out? Well, the sense of loneliness, not being able to connect with people, can impact you, can impact your friends, your networks, and your relationships. And the way I see it, I believe it's really impacting the gay community. Because when we get through that process, we're feeling disempowered. So we need to find a way to empower ourselves to fit in. Now, after coming out, the community that we step into is also not the right community for everybody. We're very much focused in our community on youth and looking good. It is no secret that there is higher drug use and alcohol use and suicide in the gay community. And I believe it is because the process of coming out is so disempowering. It is lonely, it is challenging, and it is incredibly frustrating to do that. It is loaded with fear of rejection and isolation. Yet, coming out should be and is one of the most powerful things we get to do as a community. When you are heterosexual, you often have a path set out for you. You learn your skills, you find a partner, you get a job, you get children, and you live happily ever after in that relationship. They don't have to deal with this whole identity issue. They don't have to deal with their sexuality and being different. So the coming out process, the realization of who you are, is a really powerful realization. And that is why this process is so empowering. In fact, the reason I start to think like this is somebody said the biggest challenge that gay people have is trauma, because every gay or LGBTQ person has gone through trauma, and that is by coming out and having to discover their identity. And this makes me really think, and I said, you know what? I kind of agree with that because it impacts so much. And even after coming out to your friends and family, every time you start a new job, you meet new people, you always have to go through this process of coming out over and over and over again. So if it is a disempowering experience, then you are being disempowered over and over and over again. But now when we start to see it as an empowering experience, we can really start to say, hey, you know what? I am really a strong person. And then when you start to realize you're a strong person, you can start to translate that strength into different areas of your life. Because if you're empowered, you know where your strengths lie. You know that you're an amazing person. What I'm actually saying is that you are an incredibly gifted and powerful person who has overcome one of the biggest challenges in their life. And because we don't realize this, because we have gone through this struggle, we keep struggling. So if you change your frame of mind and say, you know what, I've achieved something really incredible. Now what you can start to do is, how can I build on this being amazingly incredible? How can I use my strength to be more successful in my relationships, in my career, financially, emotionally, spiritually, whatever it is that you need to do to feel happy and to feel well balanced and to feel like your life is fitting in with who you are. Because this is what we've learned as part of this coming out process, the hiding ourselves, the avoiding to deal with our identity because we need to fit in into the world that is not really us. It is like every time you open the closet door a little bit and then you have a glimpse of the world, but then you have to go back in. So how can we start to change this? We can start to change this by understanding that coming out is not a struggle. So maybe we need to forget about the journey. Forget about the pain. But remember all the lessons that we've learned in getting to that point of coming out. Remember all the things that you have to overcome to be yourself. Give yourself a compliment because what you have achieved is incredible. The younger you are, the more powerful that experience is, because a lot of people in the world, they never have these massive breakthroughs. As a community, we are incredibly powerful and empowered because we all had to go through this journey of personal growth, personal development, and self-esteem, building self-esteem internally until we get to the point where we could be free, where we could be ourselves. I would love to hear what your thoughts are on this. Did coming out make you feel empowered or did it leave you feeling disempowered? Share your comments with me and please follow me on social media to make sure that together we can build an amazing and empowered community.